Hey everybody, my name is Lauren Breeden. I wanted to kind of just do an introduction to this series that I wanted to do. So I initially had contemplated doing a course on teachable.com and actually just having like a full early language, early speech course for parents or professionals to purchase. So I kind of sent out feelers to some of the people I have worked with in the past that kind of know my skill set very, very well and got their ideas for what I should cover. And to my surprise, I asked 5 different people and I got 5 different answers on what to cover. And so I got to thinking about it and I figured I would just do it this way and just put the videos on YouTube, reach a much broader audience. And obviously, YouTube is free, right? And so hopefully, this will reach more people, be helpful for more people, and still get the point across. So, a little bit about my background. So, I graduated from Texas Women's University with my bachelor's in communication sciences and disorders in 2008. And then I graduated with my Master of Science degree in speech language pathology in 2010. And then I spent about a year and a half as a speech language pathologist assistant in the home healthcare setting while I was going through graduate school. So I've done a little bit of that. And then I also spent almost 12 years in early childhood intervention. And so in some states in America, it's just early intervention, it's just EI. In Texas, it's ECI for early childhood intervention. And so that's where I spent the huge majority of my career. So that's my passion. I love early childhood speech and language. In particular, kind of the niche areas that I developed during my time in ECI. Feeding skills. So feeding babies, premature babies, picky eaters, sensory eaters, things like that. Of course, I had a lot of experience with autism because that's really common, right? I won't say that's one of my niche areas though, but I have had a lot of experience with that. I really came to be known as the go-to person for kiddos with multiple handicaps or multiple disabilities. That truly is my jam. Like, give me the kiddos that have trachs, that have feeding tubes, that are micro preemies, are, just getting started out with all of these early developing skills, cerebral palsy, cleft palate, things like that. So I have a long list of different disorders that I have experience with, and that was my favorite thing to work with is kiddos who have multiple disabilities or multiple handicaps. In addition to that, I also love cochlear implants, hearing aids. I'm near fluent in American Sign Language. I don't get to use it that much. And so I think if I got to use it more often, I'd probably be a lot closer to fluent. But so I incorporated sign language into a lot of my therapy, not necessarily, definitely not to take place of spoken language, but just to kind of form that bridge. And so I also have a lot of experience with that. I love cleft palate or facial abnormalities. I love working with kiddos who have those difficulties. So I have a broad range, a broad skill set, but overall, my passion is early childhood intervention because the research shows that if we can get in there as early as possible in that child's life, we are going to have the greatest impact and honestly save the state, save the nation so much money because we have done so much work on the front end instead of trying to fix all these issues that are still present once they get into elementary school. So that's kind of what this is going to be about. If you have any specific topics that you want me to cover in early childhood intervention, and keep in mind that pretty much covers birth to 3. So for some states, it may be birth to 5. For Texas, it's birth to 3. And so that's really where my expertise is. But if there's an area in particular that you want me to do a video on and cover, just leave me a comment below and I will definitely see about doing that. So I don't work in early childhood intervention anymore. I kind of left that scene to work at home. So, but it's still my passion and I still have a lot of expertise in that area. So let me know. I hope this series is going to be a help to you, but feel free to, reach out with any suggestions for other topics. I also want to put the disclaimer out there that yes, I am a licensed speech language pathologist, but if you have a question that is very specific to your child, just know that the advice or the wisdom or the direction that I give you is going to be very broad because I don't know your kiddo. I'm not going to do an evaluation on your kiddo, but I can at least steer you in the right direction. So this is probably especially going to be helpful for parents that cannot get their kiddo in for an evaluation, or their child did not qualify for early childhood intervention services, or maybe you don't have the money to go get a private evaluation, or maybe where you're at does not have an early learning program in the public school system. So that's pretty much what these videos are going to be for. And I hope they are helpful for you guys. And I'm looking forward to doing this series with you guys.